All right, friends and neighbors, back at you. We got done with our travels today. Spent the day in Yellowstone after leaving Cody, Wyoming. Went up to the north side of the park today and got to see some great views and animals. We saw 7 bears in total. Saw 1 black bear and 1 grizzly bear by itself, and then 2 sow grizzly bears with cubs. So 7 in total. It was awesome. Went through all kinds of weather. Went through rain, shine, sleet, snow, and then came out of the park on the north side into Montana. And then we got on 89, headed north, and got out of town probably about 15-20 miles. And we found this great national forest campground. It's a canyon campground on the right-hand side of 89. If you're headed northbound, you can see the mountains. So yeah, we're hunkered down for the night. We're getting ready to do our celebratory shot of tequila. We went over 2,056 miles today. And here she comes, Boo. So every 1,000 miles we celebrate with a shot of tequila. Remind us of our home. Cheers. Cheers. Even though that comes out of the freezer, it's still got a little bite to it.
So the next morning when we woke up, we got to see some mule deer right here in our camp, right behind the van. And then we got on the road. We jumped back on 89, headed northbound towards Livingston. And I had found a lake that was going to be east of Highway 89 that we wanted to check out. So as we traveled down 89, we stopped on a little pull-off and got some supplies. And then we made our way back to the lake, and it was called Dailey Lake. And it's on a piece of land. It's a Montana recreational state land, and really nice, pristine campsite right on the water. So we really enjoyed finding that place. A little rough to get back to, but nothing that a sprinter van can't handle. It's got 4-wheel drive. So we made it back to that lake, and spent one night, and then decided what we were going to do after that. So as you can see, the road was a little rough, but they had some rain, they had some potholes, but nothing that any vehicle probably could have handled. There was one iffy spot that took us a little goings on to get around. I always joke about the one wheel in the air. We've had one wheel in the air with this van on multiple occasions, so that's kind of our standard for slowing down to see if we're going to make it or not. But as you can see, as we're headed back this county road, the scenery is just unbelievable. You got the mountains going up to the north there, headed back towards Yellowstone. The rolling grasslands all around us is just unbelievable. Really, just gorgeous views. Here's the one spot that we got a little dynamic on. Of course, with a long wheelbase sprinter van, 24-foot sprinter van that we're in, it can sometimes get dynamic when you have a really large ditch you have to cross, but it was nothing that we couldn't manage. Still got a lot of snow in the mountains. Like I said, we came out of Yellowstone after getting snowed on, sleeted on, rained on. They were still having all kinds of winter weather going on up there, even though spring is kind of right on the verge. So, but this is at lower elevations.
This will shake things loose a little bit.
Really a great find, especially if you're living the van life and you just want a place to pull off for a couple nights. This was something that we really enjoyed. And like I said, the campground was pristine. There's no water or electric here, but they did have some covered sites. Of course, wildlife. There was an osprey that just hung around the whole time we were there, eating the fish out of the lake. Picnic table, fire ring, pull-off parking. It was on a good gravel surface. And then, of course, you probably saw earlier in an earlier video where I did a full review on this Gazelle screened-in gazebo. And this is where we set it up for the first time and tried it out. And it actually worked out great because we had a lot of bugs. So here you can see us doing normal chores, cooking a little food, and a little preparation work outside the van and the small Instapot that we purchased, and really good stuff.
Tell me how it is. Taste it.
Well, we made a little chicken vegetable soup today. Looks delicious. And if you're living the van life and you haven't invested in one of the small Instapots, man, that'll take your cooking to the next level. I plug in and outside on a table, and the inverter runs it just fine because the small one doesn't draw that many amps, and you can do everything with it as you can with the one you use at home. Set up our new, this is the Gazelle screened in room. It's the 5-panel side, and the reason I chose today to set it up was today's winds are about 20 to 25 mile an hour, and I figured, you know what, if we could set it up on a windy day, it'd probably be easy to set up on a non-windy day, and it went right up, no issues.
So when we stopped in Livingston, we treated ourselves to a restaurant called the Fainting Goat Pub, which had unbelievable food, and we enjoyed our downtime there. Just a great town, Livingston, Montana. So we spent 3 or 4 hours there just taking it all in before we got back on the road. Really a great little town. And then we hit the highway again after seeing some of the sites around there. We were kind of looking for a boondocking spot while we're in Livingston, but then we decided to head on down the road to Bozeman. And Bozeman is another great town. We went down the main drag there and thought about stopping, but we were trying to get into an RV spot that we had made reservations at for the evening to do a little resupply on water. And so we just went down the main street of Bozeman, and great town. I plan on visiting it again, spending some time there. But then we got done with that and did a little turnaround and came back through Bozeman to our spot that we spent the night.
Drone maintenance.
So like anything else, you got to do your daily chores to keep your living environment nice and clean. So we took care of some of those issues, filled up with water, and then got back on the road. Next stop, the Harley Davidson shop. Yellowstone Harley Davidson, right outside of Bozeman, Montana. And as you can see, they had a great selection of bikes. And there's going to be another video about this place. I'm going to get you going on that again at a later time. Continued down the highway, Interstate 90, to the next Harley Davidson shop in Butte, Montana. Always got to check in on the different shops that we come across. It's a problem. Missoula, Montana Harley Davidson shop. Grizzly Harley Davidson. Been here before years ago with some friends. It's a great location, great place. Always enjoy stopping by this one.